Hey everybody, this is Stella from Love Evolution, and I'm here to do your June readings. It's a little bit cloudy outside today, but I thought I would do the reading out here. I prefer to be outdoors when I do the readings. Just nature, little birds humming around, and it kind of helps me connect in with your messages a little better. So, I just want to start by saying thank you for being here. This is part of my purpose, doing these readings for you. It's part of my self-expression, and my intent is to provide information that is valuable to you, and that's going to help you understand what energies you're dealing with through the month of June, and sort of how you can best navigate them. I do a modified Celtic cross spread. You'll see that, and at the end I will also draw a power animal oracle for the month. The animal messengers, they really embody their energy so fully, and so that can really help us by observing those animals and how they do their thing, how they live in the world. Helps us to see in a clear way what sort of energies we could manifest to best navigate what's going on in our lives. Okay, so this is for Aries, fiery Aries, and the deck I'm using here is the Chrysalis Tarot, written by Tony Brooks, and the paintings are by Holly Sierra. This is a really beautiful deck. I really love it. I also have my little mini Rider-Waite, so that's going to be for clarification if we need it, okay? So let me just take a second to tune in. Spirit, what are the messages that Aries needs to hear for the month of June 2018? The month of June 2018. What are the messages that Aries needs to hear? What do they need to know about their current energy? All right, your past, your present, your future. Okay. Your universal advice, or what's above. The influence is coming to you from above. The influence is coming to you from below. Your outside influence, your internal influence, and your outcome. Okay? So let's go ahead and start here. So in your recent past, we have the Seven of Mirrors. It depicts a woman. Okay, first of all, mirrors in this deck represent the water element. And you can see she's indoors. She's surrounded by mirrors, and even this large one here is cracked. So she's indoors, and the outside world is being reflected to her where she sits. She's not idle. You can see she's working on some things, but she's really sort of like pent up. So you may have spent a lot of time sort of isolated. Seven of Cups is all about choice as well. So it's kind of like, you've been spending a lot of time in contemplation, and if these mirrors represent your emotions, you're sort of looking at the walls, at all your options, right? But you have to actually get up and get out in order to be able to experience these emotions and these experiences that you're wanting to, that you're thinking of when you're by yourself here. Let's try to put it in some context. In your present, we have the Five of Scrolls reversed, okay, and your future, Three of Mirrors, again, mirrors, reversed. Above, we have the Ten of Scrolls, and below we have Kali in reverse. So, again, in your present, the scrolls represent communication, obviously. Excuse me. They would be the swords in the normal tarot deck. So it's like we've got all these ideas, right? And they're pinned down by our ability to communicate, which is the sword, or the ideas. So these are all the ideas that we have that we want to sort of bring forward, but it's in reverse. So in the present, you're still sort of staying inside. You haven't started the step to bring those to fruition. I'm going to pull a couple cards. Spirit, can you give me some clarity on the Five of Scrolls for Aries? Some clarity for the Five of Scrolls for Aries. Justice. Okay. So there's something that's been weighing on your mind. You're trying to balance everything. You're trying to be fair. But you've got all these ideas and you kind of want to move forward with them. But you're in the reverse right now. So it's almost like a little bit of analysis paralysis. In your future, we have the Three of Mirrors. But it's in reverse, you know, and so the lion and the lamb are the balancing, the number 3, the Holy Trinity, as above, as below, as within, as without, but it's in reverse. So you're not quite at the point where you're able to accomplish your goals. Spirit, can we get some clarity on what the advice is for moving forward? What is the advice with the Three of Mirrors? What does Aries need to know? Judgment. Okay, Justice and Judgment here are 2 major arcanas. Okay, they're major archetypal themes in our lives. You can see the angel trumpeting down to the humans, and they're naked, they're unashamed, and they're raising their hands up, you know, in honor of the call that they're hearing. This is your own judgment. There's no God up above that's judging you. You know, you're judging yourself. So if you are judging yourself harshly, be a little more easy on yourself. You know, you change the things that you can, and you let go of the things that you can't. And I get the feeling that you're going to have to make, you know, a decision on how you want to move forward before you can kind of turn this energy around. So again, you know, your influence from above, which your conscious mind, and it also represents, you know, the universal, the higher energies that are influencing you, trying to get through to you. And we have the Ten of Scrolls, but it's in reverse. So you see the scrolls are communication, or again, ideas. And they're almost caging. It almost looks like they're building a cage around this tiger. And what does a tiger represent? You know, feminine, it's a feline, you know, but it's also kind of pure, raw power. The ability to camouflage and be free, you know, and we see him sort of caged in by all these ideas. Now it's in the reverse. So in your own mind, in your own awareness, you understand it's like this. You understand that you need to turn this right side up and stop, you know, judging yourself so harshly in order to turn it around, okay? And the universe is this, in the reverse, it's saying the same thing. You know, right yourself. You don't need to be in a cage. When the reverse, often, I read very intuitively, but, you know, reversal cards represent the opposite of the traditional meaning. So if this tiger is caged in by his ideas, the reverse of that would be letting go of 1 or 2 of these scrolls and thus creating a path to freedom. Okay, you're just holding on to way too much right now. You're heavily burdened by something. Okay, and the below influence is Kali. Kali is the Hindu goddess of destruction. She is pictured just tongue out, wild, with a necklace of human heads. So what Kali represents in that school of thought is the destructive principle, okay? The part of every person that is destructive, that wants to cause mayhem, that wants to destroy things. And in the traditional tarot, that's the Tower. It represents the crumbling. In order to reconcile those darker aspects of ourselves, often, always, the structures that we've built up around ourselves need to fall in order for us to be open and free enough to make a decision. And right now you're just held down. Okay, so this is kind of, you may be somewhat aware of it, but it's also somewhat of a subconscious influence on you. This destruction, you know, you're afraid of destruction, but it's in the reverse. And so what this tells me is your real desire is to kind of get it over with, to, instead of tearing down of the old, you're ready to build the new, but you're currently still in the reverse. So let me see if I can narrow down. Spirit, what is Aries needing to make a choice on? What, let me do two. Okay, what is bothering Aries? What energy represents the area that Aries is stuck in? Okay, and advice. How can Aries best move forward? Ooh, strength, Jesus. Okay. So judgment and strength for your advice on the Three of Mirrors, how to move forward. You need to pull up your inner strength. Now strength, you see, it's a woman, okay, and she's with the lion. The lion is not trying to attack her. She's not trying to overpower the lion. She is, it reminds me of in the Avatar movie, when they say, I see you, but it doesn't mean I see you with my eyes. It means I see the whole of you. I see who you are. I see what you are. And I accept that. Often we look to the outside world to mirror that to us, to show us that our many ideas are good enough, and that the ultimate goal that we have is good enough, and that even if we struggle and everything we've built falls down, we're still good enough. So strength, first of all, judgment is asking you to make a decision. Choose one of your ideas. What is calling you the most? What is most exciting for you when you think about, what do I want to do in the future? One of these ideas you have is divinely inspired, and the rest of them are sort of, you know, it's like all these thoughts, all these ideas and conflicting sort of voices in your head that are preventing you from moving forward and turning this three right side up and finding balance with the strength, the lion, and the gentleness within you. Okay, so for your advice, judgment is asking you to just make a choice. You know what it is. Listen to your heart, make the choice. And strength in this sense is not the strength to overpower. It's the strength to be gentle with yourself. Okay? That's all I can say. I hope that I explained that in a way that is clear to you. Please let me know what it is you're struggling with. Okay? And then I asked what energy best represents what Aries is struggling with. and we have the world. Okay, so this is about your destiny. This this is why I do these readings, because often in this society, you know, of course, we can do anything we want in the world. All humans are born with that innate right, okay? But there's so much pressure saying you need to do this. You need to have a 9 to 5. You need to do this. You need to make it this way in the world. And a lot of times we don't have either a template or the confidence within ourselves to be able to go out and take the world, to bear ourselves, our souls, and say, you know what, world, this is what I have to offer. And as an Aries, one thing you do really well is you know where you fit into the world. You know that in order to prioritize, in order to be of any good to anyone else, you need to first be able to care for yourself. And that's somewhere where you excel at. You don't often let people take advantage of you or put yourself, you know, in situations where you're not thriving. And in that way, I admire you. That lesson itself took me years. I'm a Pisces, and that took me years to learn. I was always putting everybody else ahead of me. So you need to kind of reach down, find a little bit of that inner strength, and go do it. The world is one of the best cards in the deck, representing all opportunities are open to you, and the universe is supporting you. But right now, you're unsure. You don't know what to do. And because you're worried, you've got so much going on in your head, like negative chatter. Excuse me. You are upside down, and you need to turn that right way up. So, okay, your internal influence, again, okay, we have the healer, the page of mirrors or page of water of emotions, and you see, but it's in the reverse. So you see this woman collecting honey that we can assume she's going to use to heal. To heal who? To heal herself. But it's in the reverse, okay? So this is your internal influence. What energies inside of you are influencing you this month? And you need to be easier on yourself, Aries. It's in the reverse. You want it to be this way, okay? In the reverse is almost the opposite of medicine or of healing, and it's destruction, which is going on in your subconscious anyways. You know, it's in the reverse. You're ready to build something new, but you're not nurturing yourself. You're not being kind enough to yourself. Your external influence, another reverse card, and it's the mime or the page of spirals. Okay, so spirals are wands in the traditional tarot. They represent spirit, the element of spirit, divinely inspired ideas. And the page is, well, he's a messenger, and that's exactly what a mime does. He takes divine inspiration and he performs it in a very eccentric and unique way. It's almost like he embodies what is strange and uncertain in our collective unconscious, and he embodies it and enacts it in a way that we can all see and we can judge. And the mime's job is to be laughed at, really. So it's also like self-deprecation a little bit, or self-sacrifice. There's a theme of that. And it's in the reverse again. So you're not healing yourself. Oh, there's a hummingbird. I don't know if you guys could hear that. You're not healing yourself. You're external, and it's almost like you're afraid to, yeah, okay, so whereas the mime embraces the odd and the unconventional, and he plays it out for all to see, and that's part of balancing the Kali aspect, the tower aspect of our individual subconscious and also the collective unconscious, because every person has within them the capacity for light and for dark. So that Kali lives in you no matter what. But in order to tame it, that's part of what the mime does for us in society. He plays out and allows us to see what that darker aspect looks like, as well as the light aspect. But there's a reason why clowns scare so many people and creep them out, because they're also tapping into and embodying that darker aspect of humanity. And whereas the mime embraces that, and that's his lifeblood, his inspiration, in the reverse, it's shying away from it, and it's afraid of maybe not being taken seriously. But again, you're being asked to make that judgment yourself. Is what you want to pursue worthy of being taken seriously? Is it worthy of putting out there into the world? Yeah, it is. Because it's from you, and it's your unique contribution to the whole world. And only you can do that. Okay? And then we have your outcome. And it's the King of Stones in the reverse. Okay? So stones represent earth. So this is taking that inspiration. Okay? See the musical instrument he has? Making it tangible. Making sound come out of it. Making it real. Stones also represent the earth element, which is very... It means making real, making tangible the ideas that you have. And it's in the reverse, okay? So what it's telling me, Aries, is if you don't figure out how to make the judgment that what you have to offer is worthy, okay? And find the strength within you to put it out there, you're gonna not be able to make it a reality. Okay. Let me pull some guidance for you real quick. How can Aries best focus on, how can Aries turn this king around? How can Aries, what does Aries need to do in order to make their idea a reality? Five of Cups. You need to let go of something. Like I said, there's too many. It's like caging you. You need to let go of something. And again, this is what came out, the Five of Cups, which is the emotions, and you can see he's looking. There is a glimmer of hope in this, though. He's looking at the 3 spilled cups, and he has 2 full ones behind him. Okay, so you need to mourn whatever it is that you need to let go of, and it's the majority of what's going on in your head, and then turn around and focus on the minority, the 1 or 2 that really call to you. Try to really count your blessings this month. I know that's not, the most helpful thing to hear, but you got to try to not be so hard on yourself, Aries. You're doing great. You have an idea that is worthy, okay? And the universe knows it. And they want you to step out of this self-imposed cage that you have, okay? But in order to do that, you got to put down some of these ideas, some of these scrolls, okay? And it's gonna, the reason I think I'm not getting, I know I'm not getting a very specific answer when I ask. That's why I got the Major Arcana Judgment for how can they, you know, turn it right side up. And then another Major Arcana, the World, because there's so many of you, and for each one of you, it's going to be a different, this one fell out, so we'll use that. It's going to be a different, it's going to be a different situation. You know, it could be, I don't really feel like it's love for many of you. It could be, but I don't think so. This is more intellectual, like ideas, like what direction are you going to take moving forward? What's the best direction for you? And right now, that quality that I was praising about your ability to put yourself first, is kind of holding you back because, you know, just be careful that it's not your pride that is causing you to be stuck. You know, you don't want to put anything down. So it's going to be a different situation for all of you, but 4 major arcanas in the clarity cards I pulled. Okay, strength, the world, judgment, and justice. And they're all the same theme. Okay, you need to be your own judge. You need to make the judgment of what is valuable to you. Okay, and the universe rewards that. When you're brave enough to make that choice, the universe rewards that by giving you the world. Okay, so now I'm going to pull an Archangel. Archangels, universe. What advice does Aries most need to hear right now? Nurture. What do you know? Nurture yourself, Aries. Okay? You gotta nurture yourself. Okay, I'm gonna show you this beautiful card. And it's Archangel Gabriel, who is the angel of what? Communication. Okay, scrolls. Okay, communication, ideas. He is the angel of that. Okay, Archangel Gabriel, as you nurture a child, nurture your own inner child. Both activities are important for you now. Okay? Be kind. Be kind to yourself. Okay? You need to nurture yourself. I'm getting almost like a little bit of a sadness from you, and it doesn't have to be that way. This is actually a kind of a good problem to have. So many ideas, so many things going on in your head. It means you have a lot to whittle away from. But you've got to make value judgments on what matters to your bigger vision of yourself in the world and what doesn't, okay? And don't beat up on yourself. You can turn this healer around, okay? If you just offer a little bit of that compassion to yourself. Okay, this is the one that flew out. It says moon cycles, Archangel Hanael. Notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestation and capitalize upon these cycles. Okay, May 15th was just the new moon, so we're going into a new, we're in the middle of a new cycle right now. And once June starts, and the end of this month of May, we will be at the full moon, which is about letting go, okay? So what this is telling me, because it flew out especially, you need to, the way out of this, the way out of the cage, and the way out of your outcome being somebody who has it all together, who has it to give. He's a king. He's in charge of his own kingdom, and he has a gift, the music, that's tangible and real and can be shared with people to give to the world. But he's upside down. So you have it all, you know, already. You already have it all. You just need to make some value judgments on what you can let go. And maybe nurture has something to do with that. Those of you that have kids, maybe there's too much going on in your life, and you need to cut some things out in order to be able to provide. And the same goes for your inner child, your creativity. You need to be as gentle with yourself as you would be with a child. Okay? We all do the best we can at any given moment. And the cards are asking you to make a value judgment and let something go before this new cycle, okay? For the full moon. And if you'd like some help with that, if you'd like me to, I do personalized meditations for people. If this sounds like something you'd like, I'd be happy to do it for you, Arians, for free this month, okay? Because I think you really need it. I think there's something you need to let go, and if you do it before this new moon cycle, you're gonna be able to turn your outcome around, and really give that gift to the world, okay? And that's what we all want. That's what we're all here to do, okay? Universe, can you give me the animal totem for Aries, please? Resourcefulness. You have all the resources you need. Raccoon, okay? Here in the U.S., some of you might be from other countries, but especially here in California, these little critters they're so smart, and they're so resourceful, and they're so clever, and they have these little hands that they, you know, that they use. They put their food in water, and they use it to wash away, you know, what isn't needed, until they come up in their hands with, you know, the piece of nourishment, if you will, okay, the food that's best. Everything you need is already here. All of this is telling me that it's a mental thing, okay? So just be easy on yourself, Aries. Be easy on yourself. Be willing to let go of what you need to let go of, and make some real judgments in your life, okay? And if you do, you're headed towards the world. This is what's waiting for you once you make that decision, okay? So I wish you guys the best, and thank you for tuning in for June. If you have any questions, feel free to write them in the comments. I will be doing this every month, so please check back. You can also check out, I do a daily card read on Instagram, and that's the Love Evolution, so at the Love Evolution. I'll post it down below. And I will also have my website up soon, so in the meantime, if you'd like a private reading, send me an email. Again, I'll put it in the description below, and you can, I'll send you my offerings, and you can choose, and I'd be happy to do, I'm doing this for all signs this month, I'd be happy to do a reading for you for free before I fully go ahead and launch my website next month. And at that point, it'll be, you know, it'll be a service I exchange for money. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next month.